Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to a new episode of My Best Friend the Weeb. I am Deola and with me I have the beautiful Weeb as well.
Oh my God. Kosy Diamonda.
Okay, so today we're going to be discussing more than just shonen. And we're going to be discussing anime genres.
Yeah. Prepare to learn, guys. We're going to teach you some stuff.
Open your notebooks. Open your biros. I said open your biros.
Bring out your
pens. Hold a drink. Maybe this is a lecture.
Yeah.
Because I want to use this episode to let people know there is more to anime than shonen. So shout out to the group I'm in. I'm in a Telegram group, Anime Nigeria. I was talking to them, or somebody had brought up a topic about shoujo. Now, anime is like any other type of medium. It has so many different genres. You have your action, you have your adventure, you have you have everything. But anime is categorized in different sorts of genres. You have your shonen, you have your isekai, you have your harem, you have your otome games. You have so many types. And that's what we're going to use this episode to talk about. In this anime group.
Sorry.
What were you saying?
So essentially, the normal genres you have are maybe action, fantasy, sci-fi, and all of that. That's great. But when it comes to Japanese anime, they have like special type of genres that are unique to the type of audience or the type of story.
Yeah.
You understand. So we're going to break down. They have Japanese names and...
we have examples for you.
Exactly.
So as I was saying, I was in my group, shout out to Anime Nigeria, and we were talking about anime. And they were like, oh, they can't watch shoujo anime. Now, first, this is where I'm going to define shonen and shoujo. Shonen legit means young boy. Shoujo means young girl. These two genres of anime are for young boys or young girls. So the stories are dramatic, but not dark. I wouldn't say they're like dark. Like you will see some death here and there. You will see some fighting. I mean, they are fighting. But they're not like deep psychological kind of things. They're more kind of, I would say, like light dark.
Are we talking about shoujo or shonen?
We're talking about shonen. We're talking about both of them.
There's a lot of there's death. There's a good number of deaths.
I agree.
Shonen.
I do agree. People do die in shonen. But what I'm trying to say is that the way they're dying in shonen is very different from the way they're dying in a seinen anime. So
fair.
Before we get into seinen, we're just going to talk about shoujo and shonen. Basically, these are two genres that are dedicated to young boys, young girls. The way Japanese media like to categorize their media is for target demographics. So under shonen, you can have an action shonen, you can have a dramatic shonen, you can have a mystery, and
sci-fi, fantasy, etc.
But it's basically dedicated, like the audience, like the shows are made for young boys or are made for young girls. Shonen is also like the most popular trope, or like a true trope, is the most popular genre. And in this anime group, they were like, oh, they can't watch shoujo because it's for girls. And I'm like, fam,
what are you talking about?
I have been watching shonen anime all my life, and I am still a girl. What's wrong with guys watching shoujo anime?
Hold on.
What's wrong?
On this group, are there majority are boys?
Yeah, there are a lot of guys on the group, but no, they're cool guys. They're cool guys. They just need to be educated. They just really need to be educated.
I see why they may not like shoujo. It's probably they're just not into that flowery, romancy stuff. And there's a lot of shoujo animes that are focused on romance.
Yeah. So what I was going to say is that not all shoujos are romance based. Like, yes, it is heavy. You cannot throw a rock in a shoujo pile without hitting a boy liking a girl. I agree. I super agree. But there are some shows out there that are not really romantic based. Talking about shonen shows, like we all know, mostly the protagonists are guys. Mostly it has to do with a superpower. Somebody did this. They are the chosen one.
Someone with exceptional willpower.
Somebody with the power of friendship. And this is also the most popular genre of anime, as we've said before. This is the genre that like everybody's really exposed to. And examples of this are like your typical shows that you know, Naruto, Bleach, My Hero Academia,
Jinx.
Dragon Ball Z. My favorite shonen is Assassination Classroom. I actually have a tattoo of the character on my thigh.
Mine is Black Clover.
Oh.
Might even be my favorite anime.
I have heard of Black Clover. I've heard that like, it's a really good one and it's very underrated.
Yeah.
Why should I watch Black Clover?
Because Asta is an amazing character.
You took so long to come up with a
please,
reason.
when you want to talk about the Beast Titan in the last episode, you were like, oh my God, where do I start from? The Beast.
I don't like you anymore. But yeah, so why should I watch Black Clover? You say Astra is a good character?
He's a great character. He is the character I like any child I have to be like. They're kind, sweet. Yeah, let's move on. I don't want to go deep into this.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe we'll have your own Black Clover episode one day.
I think we should.
One day. So then, of course, we spoke about shoujo. And shoujo is, again, dedicated to like young girls, teenagers. And shoujo shows are more of the relationships between the characters. So yes, romantic relationships come up, but you always have like stories about like best friends. You always have stories about friendships and things like that.
What's your favorite shoujo?
Kami-sama Kiss.
Mine, probably the only one I have watched and I can still remember.
I watched Kami-sama Kiss and I was telling myself, I need my own fox familiar. Me too, I want to be a god that has a fox following her around.
Is that Hajime Shita?
Hajime, yeah. I think it's the show with the girl that becomes a land god and then she gets... Like, I want a Tomoe. I want a Tomoe in my life. I deserve a Tomoe in my life. I am a god. I am a princess. I am everything. But yes, Kami-sama Kiss made me want to have my own fox familiar. A very popular show that is shoujo is Sailor Moon. Now, if you watch Sailor Moon as a child and you love it, I'm very happy for you. Because I tried to watch it as an adult and I was bored out of my mind. So bored. But I could recognize how impactful the show was. And I can recognize that, okay, if I watched the show as a child, I would definitely like get it. I understand it. I just can't be a Sailor Moon stan because like I was just watching and I was like, this is made for a child. This is definitely made for a child. Other shoujo shows, Card Captor Sakura, which is a very popular one. Fruits Basket, which made me cry my eyes. And I think that's a shoujo show that is not really all about the romance. Like, yes, it is there, but it's more about the relationships of the family and the storyline and what's actually going on. It's a very character-driven show. And I really liked it. I cried. I cried.
I don't think I want to watch that. Oh. Why did it make you cry so much?
So, Fruit Basket is family trauma, the anime.
Wow.
That's the best way I can explain it. They have a babe that is in charge of the... Okay, so let me explain it. So, Fruit Basket, you have a babe and she just lost her mom. She just lost her house. She can't stay with her grandfather anymore because her grandfather is too old and needs to be taken care of. So
so depressing.
It just started a bit depressing. The grandfather moves in with, I think, a relative, and she has to find her own way. Mm-hmm. So she finds a forest, sets up a camp, and starts living in the forest.
This is a teenager.
This is a teenage girl. But also remember, like, the culture in Japan is very... Independent. Like, in Japan, you can see children walking on the streets to school by themselves.
I would fare well in Japan.
You would, like, I mean, I think you do. I think we would do fantastic in Japan. Mm-hmm. I mean, we're black, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. So basically, yeah, this girl is living in a forest. And the forest apparently is the land of the Soma family. And the Soma family are cursed. If any of them touches a member of the opposite sex, they turn into the character from the Japanese... Is it Chinese or Japanese zodiac? I think it's Japanese zodiac.
Oh my God.
So the Japanese zodiac has, I think...
That's a plot twist.
12 characters. So you have the cow, you have the cat, you have the mouse. So if any of these people touch a member of the opposite sex, they turn into a mouse.
Like an actual mouse, or they have like humanoid mouses?
No, an actual mouse.
That's sad.
It is sad. So, and now this, I can't get too into the storyline without spoiling it. But basically this family has been cursed and she lives on their land, and they find her and they're like, we have plenty space. Because they're like a big influential family. They have like family compound where all of them live. So imagine a forest being in your family compound.
Wow.
That's how big and rich they are. They're like, you can come live with us. You don't need to live in the forest. Like, please, no. So she lives with them and she is basically the curse breaker. She's breaking the curse, but she's not breaking it on purpose. She doesn't know. She's just being a good, happy nice person, and she's helping them out. And they all have different issues that are like traumatic and trauma. And they actually, I really like the show because...
So you're not crying because people are dying. You're crying because they're sad.
I'm crying because it explores family trauma in a really interesting way. Like, they have a head of the family that legit is like the worst family leader. Like, she wanted to kill somebody because somebody liked her and didn't like her. Yeah. So she is that kind of family member that is traumatic, that is gaslighting you, that is controlling. So this babe is coming into this family that has so much trauma. And she's like, just by being herself, she's breaking the chains of generational curses, basically.
I like this. It has a good storyline.
It has a good storyline.
Interesting.
There's no fighting. There's no special power of friendship. There's nothing of the sort. But yeah, that's what it is.
Okay.
And then
I think mine was Kaichowa Mate Sama. And it was just like a high school girl who was so serious and so focused on life. And then this boy who's supposed to be the hot boy in her class suddenly sees her in a maid costume because she had like an after school job.
Isn't this a show about the girl that's the head girl? And then she works at a maid cafe and the guy finds out?
He finds out and all of a sudden he doesn't want to leave her alone. But she needed him because she was really carrying a lot on her shoulders and she needed help. But because she was so independent and so amazing, she felt she should do everything herself. And then he became the knight in shining armor and kind of saved her from a lot of difficult situations.
That's so nice.
But I liked it because it was like a strong girl who found someone that she could rely on and realized she didn't have to do things alone. So I guess girls do like that kind of stuff.
I mean, which girl doesn't want a guy that's there for her?
That is capable and reliable.
Capable and reliable and fine to boot, I beg.
I swear.
So we've talked about shoujo and shonen for teenage boys. And now we have seinen and josei for older audiences. So seinen is for older male audiences and josei is for older female audiences. Both of them are grittier, talk about more adult concepts.
R-rated.
Not all of them are R-rated, but like you're definitely...
Hi!
My name is Deola.
I'm Kosy.
And you're welcome to
My Best Friend the Weeb.
Thank you so much for listening to our episode. To hear the full thing, you can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and everywhere you listen to podcasts.
All the links are in the description box below. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Our handle is My Best Friend the Weeb.
See you in the next episode.
Bye!